Hey everyone, Serena Nicole here, dropping in for a pick a card reading. The topic is, what do you need to be aware of? This is something that landed for me to share with you all. So if you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. And I just love and appreciate if you took the time to subscribe. And that way you can be a part of this growing community. All right, in a moment, I'm going to pull up 3 images and I'm asking you to take a moment to center yourself and see which image you are most drawn to at this time, holding the intention that you are drawn to the one that has messages for you of what you need to be aware of at this time. So here we go. These are the images. Image number 1 is the lady in the water with the jellyfish. Image number 2 is the aurora lights. And image number 3 is the radiant lady. So I'll give you a minute on which one you are most drawn to at this time. All right, pile number 1, let's jump in. So if you were drawn to image number 1, this is your reading on what you need to be aware of at this time. So Spirit, allow me to be a clear vessel and channel for the messages that would like to be communicated on this day. The overall theme of your message is break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. You have got the Knight of Wands, the Fates, Sweet Soul Rising, and Sub Rosa. Hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning and teaching. So what do you need to be aware of? Pile number 1. Give me a second and let's see what's here. There is a sweetness to you, pile number 1. And this is something that you need to be aware of moving forward. Because I'm really feeling and experiencing the energy of the image you were drawn to, the roses in this card, and the word sweetness or sweet in this card. She also has flowers. I feel like you've really grown a lot. You've been on a journey of learning about yourself and moving through quite substantial lessons and initiations of really deep healing and creating substantial change in your life to really create a future that is more authentic to you as an individual rather than following in the footsteps of those that have come before you. There's this liberation energy. It's like you've really been focusing on taking the journey of self-liberation. This hasn't always been easy. I feel like what you need to be aware of, pile number 1, is you may be in a period where you feel blinded, unable to see what's next, what is the next step for you. But Spirit is saying that this is a time of stillness, of pulling energy back into self, because you are in a process of building. It's like building your inner reserves, building your inner resources, because soon you will be stepping into you will be propelled forward, and in this energy of the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, sorry. So I feel like it's going to be quite a passionate, fiery, driven energy that you're stepping forward into. So it's really important at this time to be taking time for stillness and self-reflection. And I really do feel this like calling yourself home, calling your energy back to you. From being externally focused, I feel like you're being guided to come inwards for a time. There is also this message around taking time to connect with your intuition, your third eye. I feel like you've also been through this period of hermit mode where you've been taking time out. So what you need to be aware of, pile number one, is you're actually coming into a transitional phase of that, and you will be re-emerging into the world around you. I feel like you've got travel coming up too. I feel like there's going to be some travel. You're going to be journeying across waters. Spirit is saying that it's been very intentional that you have been taking this space for yourself. Like, I really feel like you were sort of, there is a message around being cloaked, but it being an intentional period of not being seen by the outside world. And this is so that you could really connect in with yourself first before you step out into connecting with others. Yeah, I feel like there was deep healing that needed to occur. Yeah, I just feel this energy of adventure, of stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's coming up for you, not just yet, but it's approaching. That's what you need to be aware of. So really enjoy this chapter. That's what it feels like. It's like this is naturally coming to a close. And so the message is to really call your energy back in and try not to, I'm hearing like, jump the gun and go into an action orientated energy when it's just not quite time yet. This is more about, yeah, still really nurturing yourself. And it's this, I feel like this cloaking energy. It's like it's not meant to be. You may feel like you can't see, and that's intentional. And also you may feel like you're not seen, and that's intentional. So there's this message around trusting that all is as it should be. There is going to be some changes upcoming. This is a time of really tending to your inner world and really taking care of your energy, because soon you're going to be catapulted into this ignition energy of like forward momentum, movement, action. It feels like a very driven energy. Spirit is just saying, like, just this, there's a lot of acknowledgement for all that you have been through, for your patience and your understanding and your will. I'm hearing your will to not only go to the places that you've been, but to keep getting up when you felt like giving up. It's not unnoticed, and it's really allowed your soul to expand and evolve on this earth at this time. Lots of, like, a lot of learning, a lot of integration has happened through your process of healing. I'm hearing big work in this life. Yeah. So enjoy this break, because soon it's going to shift and you will be launched into a very new chapter. All right, pile number 1, I'm sending you all my love. Let me know if that's resonated in the comments. Hit subscribe, like, and I will see you next time. Ciao. All right, pile number 2. If you were drawn to pile number 2, you chose the Aurora Lights. That's what they're called. Your anchoring card is, it's really interesting. The cards that came out for the anchor card, actually, I got guided to switch them. So it's going to be interesting. If this doesn't resonate, maybe pile number 3 is your reading, but we'll see. So the anchoring card is play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And it came with the pearl thread, here and now, the moon, and the fertile void. Inner winter, rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings. So I'm asking you to cleanse, clear, and purify my energy and allow me to tap into the collective of pile number 2. Feel like you're at a doorway. You're standing in front of a doorway right now, pile number 2. And what you need to be aware of is a lot is being hidden from you. I'm hearing 2 worlds colliding. And I'm feeling this energy that something is actually being attracted to you. So this message, like, what you need to be aware of is you're exactly where you need to be. And it's not about kind of going and bringing things to you. This is a time of being where you are, being in the enjoyment and gratitude and appreciation of where you are right now. Because where you are is actually pulling in your manifestations. There is a potency and this deep magic of where you're sitting in your life right now. it's about trusting this. Yeah, it's about trusting that where you are is actually, I'm hearing calling in. It's calling in. I'm just really feeling this like energy of like-minded souls are coming to you, for you. Or it's like a significant other. I feel like it may be a soulmate that's coming towards you. And it feels like kinship. It feels really balanced, like yin yang, sun, moon. Like it feels like an equal mate is journeying towards you. So it's important. It's like a fated event. I really feel like this is to do with relationship. And it feels like the more that you are nourishing yourself in this moment, the more that you're in the experience of play and joy and fun in your life, the more that you are loving on yourself and just being really grateful for who you are and where you're at, this soulmate is being drawn to you, it's being pulled into you. Yeah. So this is really about nourishment, like nourishing yourself, being okay with where you're at. And trusting. It just feels like a deep trust of patience, of really balancing areas of your life, play, fun, like lightness of spirit, as well as deep rest and self-care and like self-nourishment. It feels like these two sort of threads. How interesting, there's threads here. There's like these two threads of life that are merging and balancing out. Or there's an encouragement. That's what you need to be aware of, is like the encouragement to balance is like deep nourishment of self-care and rest and space and time to yourself with play and spontaneity and adventure and socializing and creativity and just being and celebrating and enjoy, being in enjoyment. But it's through that balance that there's this like alignment taking place. There's this like pulling in. There's this like chance meeting, but it's not really by chance. And I'm hearing to trust your intuition when you meet people. You intuitively know and feel when someone is for you. So there's this piece around discerning how you feel when you are with people, but most importantly, how do you feel when you walk away from that connection? How is it that you feel when you're not how do you feel within that connection? And how do you feel after you've spent time with that person or individual or group? How do you feel when you walk, you leave? Are you feeling uplifted? Are you feeling inspired? Are you feeling loved and respected and celebrated and like you can be your true self? Something else you really need to be aware of, pile number 2, is the energy of hope. I'm just really experiencing and seeing the image that you were drawn to. And it just feels like the light that's at the end of the tunnel, and really trusting and believing that life is here for you. the things that have happened in your past have allowed you to be who you are today. I just feel like there's a message here around rest too. I just got really tired all of a sudden. Take some time out. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, nutrition, and time to yourself feels really important. But trust that what you want wants you to. And you don't need to force anything at this time because it's coming to you. Just remain really centered in the here and now. Practice deep self-care and balance it with some play. But I feel these blessings are on their way. All right, pile number 2, that feels complete. Sending you all my love. Drop a comment below, let me know how this has landed. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao. Okay, pile number 3. If you were drawn to pile number 3 or the image of number 3, then this is your reading. So your anchor card, and I did explain it in pile number 2. I got this, as they came out, I got this intuitive hit to switch pile number 2, pile number 2 and 3. So if this doesn't resonate, maybe check out pile number 2. But we have got, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? This is your overall message of what do you need to be aware of, pile number 3. Building blocks. Self-initiation. Lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess. Here for this, so soul call, gather. And then the 7 of Cups. All right. I'm just asking to be a clear channel and vessel, clearing off the energy of pile number 2, and tuning in and being a clear messenger of pile number 3. What is here? Pile number 3, if you were drawn to this pile, I feel this message around being guided to almost step outside of what you've known in terms of social groups. It feels like there's potentially this energy of it's like the crabs in the bucket or the monkeys on the ladder. It feels this energy of a little bit of fear around elevating or evolving outside of your social groups and networks, could also be something to do with your family. But it's like a message of what you need to be aware of is that it's time to move, it's time to grow, and it's time to begin building legacy and lifestyle for yourself, by yourself. It feels like you're stepping out of something that's felt really familiar for quite some time. But there's this message that I feel like in what's been familiar, you're not being your true full self. And so what you need to be aware of is that by making this move to, and this is the self-initiation, I feel like you know, and you can feel it, you're being like encouraged to move. It's going to bring you into connection with like soul tribe. It's a calling you have on a soul level that is going to lead into like, I feel like a lot of emotional fulfillment. I feel like you're not really, I feel like, yeah, there's this message around like, I feel like you're not really even going to believe the change that happens for you when you make this move. This doesn't feel like it's going to be a really drastic, like drastic, like, what's the word? Flighty kind of move. It feels like it's going to take some planning, preparation, and intentional action steps. But it's time. I just really feel like it's time. I feel like you know this. You can feel it. Yeah. You're intuitively feeling like, I can just feel it. It's like you just don't really feel like you fit anymore. And it's not right or wrong, and it's not based on judgment. It's just your soul's way of communicating that it's time to grow. It's time to move on. All that's transpired in this period of time has led you to this moment. It's kind of allowed you to grow to this point. And now you're at this point, it's time to grow even further. Yeah, and step even more into your full radiance as a soul here. And from that, it's like this connection to the next lot of soul tribe. It's kind of like a changing of contracts, of soul contracts. So what you need to be aware of, part number 3, is that what you feel is true. This is like a confirmation of your intuition. You're not being, it's not you, it's like, it's not, I feel like you have been questioning yourself around this. And Spirit's message is trust yourself. What you're feeling is true. And you are being moved. You're being moved by your soul to take those next steps. And like I said, I feel like it's not a impulsive move. It feels like it's a very grounded, planned, strategic move. And it's going to be timed in a way that is the most nourishing for you. Yeah. Mm. I'm really getting this feeling too of like smoke and mirrors. Like I look at all this and I just can see like there's clouds behind these cups. There's clouds behind these women. Again, it feels like really trusting your own inner knowing. I feel like you're getting this sense of what's not being said. You're reading the energy, pile number 3. You are reading the energy. Spirit is coming to you through me to say, trust yourself. This is a time of really believing in your own inner wisdom. Trust what you feel, trust what you sense. There also feels like there's going to be some tower moments, and it's nothing to be afraid of. But I feel like in order for you to move into this next level, there's going to be a crumbling of the old. So there's a trust message, and I feel like you're seeing the number sequence 1010, 1010, 1010. Endings and beginnings, endings and beginnings. There's a massive emphasis on your intuition. And I just feel like you're being led, and it's safe to trust what you're feeling. Mm. All right, my darlings, that feels complete. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that it has landed where required. Comment below, hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao.